And
All right.
now
And
we
now
move into
now the match we've all been waiting for. Maybe not,
I don't know.
but a match.
It is a match that we are casting.
Yep. And here I'm just about ready with picks and bans. Let's get those going.
I mean, you guys are still diamond. It's still diamond level play.
Yeah. It's diamond level play, sorta.
So just to give some history here, so you guys didn't start in the same division. Magician started in platinum. Cleetose started in gold.
Yeah.
And they have met a few times because Cleetose has gone into diamond and caught up to Magician. He's kicked you out of diamond before.
Yeah, I actually, like, during the regular season of I guess season 3, I think I beat him. I might have beaten him both times, but then it was a very close match in the postseason, but he did manage to beat me.
Yeah, Magician's general he gig has been in season 2. He was in the finals against Crazy Kaylee. Did lose, but he had a very good season, obviously, to be top 2. Since then, it's been a lot more disappointing. But Magician at the end of the season, when he gets to full form, has been particularly scary. And in the demotion games, has been absolutely brutal. Like Cleetose said, you can beat him in the regular season, but playing Cleetose or Magician, the end of the season is nothing anybody wants, including myself if I end up having to play him.
Yep. We'll see. I'm feeling like I haven't had a great season this time, so we may be having a rematch for postseason. We'll see.
I mean, we'll talk more about standings here, but let's get the picks and bans out.
Yep. All right, I got them here. The first ban out of Magician, actually kind of an interesting one. Well, actually, I guess it sort of makes sense. He bans Veranda. I mean, I'm not one to pick Veranda very often, but he just, so this set, just to be clear, he had just played Warning Track, and I was gonna, and so then he played me, and then I played Warning Track, so we had this crazy sort of triple threat match going on, and he had a pretty rough Veranda set against Warning Track just before playing me, so that was probably initiated that ban. Just did not want to see it ever again.
Yeah, I think also to note, the best game of Spy Party ever was also on Veranda between you two.
All right, well that makes sense. Anyway, my ban is pub. It's sort of my standard ban if I don't know what maps the other player is good at. The first pick out of Magician, one actually I'm a big fan of his gallery, so I'm glad he picked that so I don't have to. I went with a double aquarium just because I had actually literally never played the map, and I was like, okay, here we go, let's double it. That's the way.
It's our decision to Cleetose that I question.
That is the way you learn to play a map. Is just pick it.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you want to be doing in Diamond, in competitive. Just play aquarium for the first time.
Yeah, first time ever against somebody. I did play it a little bit in practice. Anyway, the next pick out of Magician is High Rise. I don't know if that was just a counter to my pub ban, but I actually don't mind High Rise. And my final pick, I lost Courtyard Chicken. I rarely do, but I decided that it was a good last map. I kind of like having it in my pocket because, I don't know, I can at least get a sniper win, probably. Alright, anyway, and that's that. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and thank you for the insight. So we'll start on Gallery, which was Magician's pick, but we know you're comfortable with. Pearls, which is always interesting. And if you guys are ready, Opie?
Yep.
Cleetose?
I am good.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Pearls on Gallery is definitely a choice to be made. You have to be really ready just to get those missions done. And we tried a bug here. It would have been nice. Cleetose was zoomed out, so it was very difficult to see, but it doesn't take, so we are left with no missions done.
Yeah, a bit late on the click there for that bug, but any earlier and it would have been more visible. So I think Magician consciously trying to avoid making a bad bug and just not
No,
getting
this
the
is
mission.
a usually very suspicious microfilm spot, but the conversation is not very accommodating to filling up that spot right there. So
Small man doesn't give cover, but
no,
uh,
he takes cover.
yeah,
He's like
yeah.
he's like the what's it? The I'm trying to oh god.
I'm thinking of like chest high walls in like Call of Duty, where like you need to crouch down or be wheels if you're gonna expect to get any cover from small man. I will give out my favorite small man strategy. So you see these plants right behind Magician. You can go bug as or not bug, like microfilm as small man behind those plants. It's not good, and I think me and Cleetose actually discovered it in the same day. We were both messing around while waiting for a new map, so TN to come out, and
All
both
right,
decided that this
I
was a.
finally remembered. Smallman is the AB blood type of spies.
I don't get this reference, but
Oh god. Okay. AB is the blood type that can receive from any,
oh,
and O negative is the
and not helpful to anybody. Yep, sounds about
exactly.
right. Microfilm? You want to shoot him for microfilm, Cletus? Magician not happy, but
Not particularly.
yeah, okay. So we got 1.5 missions here. We do eat the highlight. Cletus, not marking books, not shooting for it, but Magician's gonna have a lot harder time finishing because at best we can do soft tails, but soft tails, someone who's already highlight going to 2 statues is gonna have trouble. And we're running out of time. This conversation is quite full up here. If we're trying to get close to Salmon, we were given the out. Actually, Duke did leave the spot. Instead, we're just getting the time ad and then trying to stuff ourselves in. We've missed the opportunity to get right next to Salmon, but we can still. I think if we green that, it would have been 2 flirt. Because the first one was 51. 51. I think that's an 83 means that 2 greens would have been like a 51 and a 49 if we hit 2 greens.
We're being very active here, which is kind of necessary as pearls.
Yeah,
But we still only have the one mission done. We still need to finish our flirt. We still need to get our contact, and we need to find that one last mission. Which double statues with this highlight already suspecting microfilm. I think that's just death. Our ST does help us out though.
we're getting a lot of help here. We just didn't take the banana bread while Double Agent was still in conversation. That might burn in the future. She's doing briefcase too. Thankfully, Ambassador stopped, so she doesn't just spend 40 seconds walking around with that briefcase. But we might need to figure out a different option. Do 2 inspects and swap would be very suspicious. It's probably going to end up being a purloin.
This bug here, though, maybe. We sell this to this ambassador, but it's being watched, it looks like. We take the bug, but oh my gosh, Cleetose just goes all the way over to the left, and it's completely off screen.
We're avoiding Toby. We got a 4th mission to do. Inspects is a bit too late. This looks like a swap. Nope.
Contact.
No contact.
We run outside and just hope that DA does not leave us right now.
Yeah,
I'm
if she
coming, I'm on my way.
Okay, not even risking it. Just immediately taking the contact. There's no SDA in the back conversation.
Overtime here.
It's gonna be us or General if you want to shoot a highlight.
Looks like that we're gonna be the overtime shot, and tries to dance away from it, but no, does not get out of there in time. Overtime happens. Cleetose takes the shot and goes up 1-0.
So I think the reason we lost here can be pinned down to the fact that we didn't green the banana bread. So we took the banana bread at 14 seconds. If we green it, it would have finished between 14 and 13
I don't think
seconds.
it would have mattered.
And then forced
yeah,
shot.
actually, you're right, actually, because it would have been not overtime.
You would have not been able to take.
Actually, I mean, because the thing is, I waited because I knew it was going to be overtime. If the banana bread, if I heard the banana bread before 10 seconds, I honestly don't know what I would have done, but
Yeah,
that would have
so,
changed. Would have changed my decisions for sure.
exactly, which is why I'm saying I don't necessarily know what the decision would have been, and that you're here and you don't know is
Yeah.
at least at minimum humorous. But I think if we hit the green test, we have a much better chance of surviving this game.
Yeah. And now,
at least in a general rule. Obviously, specifics. The sniper could obviously just shoot you for doing a banana bread. 12 seconds left. Cleetose, Queen, 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep.
Bailing away from the bookcase. Don't want to take that cheese. We're not back in the Andy set.
Looking to try to go grab a flirt here.
This is the thirstiest chase.
Trying to land somewhere. ST lands in the conversation, but there's no space. Oh,
there's no space. What a
we
thought.
don't care though. We don't care. Look at us. Oh, we just picked up that highlight.
We deserve it. We deserve it.
Magician is like this is so thirsty. Magician is all
so
over it.
I'm not sure. Like, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why highlight could happen, right? Is 1, you're 2, this is not a particularly good spawn path. 3, you were chasing the flirt. Magician, it could be any of those. It could be all of those. But
here comes a white contact. We take the low lights. We're missing one low light so far. No, we get every single one of them. That's all of the low lights possible.
Magician
gets them.
Magician's very precise. You don't get to get away with too many shenanigans against him, and his sniper's clean.
Look at that, the fake highlight onto Cleetose as he steps into statues. I think.
And when I say clean, this is what I'm talking about too. It's this is the correct decision. You don't want to give away that you're already suspicious of him.
So Cleetose probably acting as if he's only get the highlight for this for these statues. Takes the fingerprint. Was kind of obligated to, I believe. If my knowledge of briefcase rules.
Ambassador was far away, and we're standing next to the briefcase. The game will want us to grab this briefcase. Now, half our inspects, half our prints, doing it very much in the vision of the sniper. That's always the case in gallery. Magician going player laser over us again. It doesn't work the second time, buddy. We already know we're highlight. And it's really going to come down to Magician will lose this game if he loses track of fingerprint. Cleetose could make decisions like avoiding the first print and going for a difficult. He is beelining towards the bookcase. Ambassador takes the book out, so we don't even have the option to get shot for it.
Not yet, at least. Our ST's outside as well, so we just walked all the way inside, and we're
the issue with gallery. So
logging
Queen's
across
as
the
slow. Ambassador wants to be bugged, but he got away from us a bit, and he gets kicked out away from the bookcase. Mom takes his spot. It's going to be a bit longer before we can get this print, and it's going to become more and more obvious if the ambassador can't put the book in until late. I'm not taking the purloin. We're gonna cop with the bug.
Oh, that's a bug.
Yeah, flirt was not gonna get done. We need to do a 4th mission. Bug made sense. We're not shot for the bug. It then puts us into question: do we still get shot for the fingerprint? Even if you don't know about the bug, you've still seen inspects. You still know about the double agent. You still know about the very sketchy behavior at the beginning of the game. Cleetose not rushing into the bookcase immediately. He's gonna take a detour here. This could be a purloin, despite the fact that fingerprint's available. He's just doing a purloin.
Yeah, we got a green purloin here. We're gonna move.
This is actually brilliant.
This is BM.
No. So if the purloin had a long chain and goes into overtime, yeah, now we're doing 5 minutes.
I don't think that purloin was even visible yet, and we just get shot for the next fingerprint. I don't think that was really necessary.
No. So the reason why this is so if you do this purloin and it goes into overtime, you get shot. You are the highlight who rejected the drink. And if you hit the white test and you don't, then I think probably just going and doing the fingerprint makes sense.
Yeah, the purloin was visible.
Yeah.
There is a point where the tray is clearly seen.
It ends up being 5 missions, but if that reject chain goes for a while, doing the print in the last second makes more sense. Or
yeah,
I just think that if you've got this bug unseen, you don't want to give them more to go on. You want to give them either the purloin or the fingerprint to shoot.
Which is why you do. You do the fingerprint in overtime, and that's the mistake that Cleetose made. Is if you
Well, the problem, the problem was, like it looked to me like the fingerprint wasn't gonna happen. Like Ambassador just kept getting like rejected from the bookshelf, and so at 20 seconds left, you kind of got to do something. That's not fingerprint.
But the trick here that like the actual play is if you green the purloin, you get a reject chain, and then it goes into overtime and hangs, and then you do the fingerprint without the list ever disappearing. You put the sniper in a really hard spot. In this case, you did both, and you're giving them 2 reasons to shoot you instead of 1, which is obviously what OP's referencing to when he says it's questionable.
Yeah, but you got it.
Yeah.
But finishing missions after while there's a pending purloin is always
Yeah, no, I agree.
Really
that's
awkward
a strat,
for the sniper.
But it does rely on the list not being taken immediately.
Yeah, so it was just taken on the next.
We can discuss that a little bit more in the next game with Magician on Spy.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Going with Twin. Twin's always a fine choice. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where because it's so much of a play, it's you don't have to opt into it. Obviously, just doing the fingerprint or doing the purloin both make sense. Though I think the purloin was likely to get a shot, and the fingerprint was questionable in the timing. It would have been an overtime shot, no matter what. Instead, we're doing a fingerprint in this game, and if we settle down, we can request a drink and get a second print. Yeah,
so Magician. Get immediately 2 prints here. Magician taking
and flirt. Yeah, she's reading. Hey girl, what you reading?
Lots of mission progress getting done early on as a fast character on gallery. So so far we're not really gonna have to worry about pacing nearly as much, especially as much as we had to worry about it as Pearls.
Yeah, the decision to pick Pearls and then the decision to pick Queen or get random into them resulted in a lot of trouble for both these players at the end of those last games. Twin's quite fast. I think
Twin is the second fastest set of characters in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We know too much is really the real problem. Okay, we're eyeing down that seduction target. I see your camera, Magician. Magician's spy camera is, I think, the most emotive of any. You can tell exactly what he's thinking. It's really nice. Seduction target a bit far away and gonna bail out. It's gonna be a trek. We want to go out there. Walking away from Toby. Yeah, we don't even want to go out there. We're just gonna take the inspect. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick up the highlight for it, but we hadn't picked up the highlight for fingerprints, which is definitely something you might want to highlight for. Just to if you're highlighting for more than one thing at all. So might go get this contact. It's a pretty good one for gallery for sure.
Yeah, with the SDA it helps a ton if the sniper cares at all.
Oh, but the SDA leaves.
And
the front conversation just completely vacates, and it's no longer really that good. It was much better.
Also, highlight talking though. Gallery gives you a lot of lowlights, so
yeah. A lot of lowlights anyways on gallery, usually just because of there's only 2 conversation circles in a 21-person venue, so it's definitely hard to get a contact that doesn't let off a lot of lowlights, but there was definitely a better option here. I'm gonna go back to second statues.
Almost missed that. His got Hokey Pokey over here with the pad, just 1 foot on it, 1 foot out. Quick inspect. We just need to flirt, and the seduction targets come to us for the last 2 flirts. And yeah, Toby, we've walked away from every single time he's ever come next to us. Real close in the flirt, a lot closer than it needed to be because we only need 17%. The seduction target's had the book the whole time and has been reading, which means that we've had plenty of time to get both flirts in. She could not have been kinder, and it really just comes down to the fact that we got the fingerprints and inspects without being shot.
Yep. Yeah, and that's Magician going up 2-1, taking a spy victory, the first one of the set.
Yeah, now, it was a really like sometimes you see people force doing soft tells. Magician just took the opportunities that were given to him, and soft tell games on gallery are always really good because it's usually very time intensive otherwise. Moving forward, Cleetose That's a small man in
This
gallery.
was not an accident. I can assure you.
How dare you, good sir? And we'll watch Cleetose get shot for being small in stature in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. The big question when you pick small man on gallery is you're so thirsty, Cleetose. Is do you get an early highlight for choosing this character?
Well, we didn't see it last game, but you know, certain actions can get small man that highlight early on.
Lining up a bug here, if Ambassador is kind, he's not.
It's not really the best bug in the game. Like it's definitely clever, to some extent. However, it can be quite visible.
Interestingly, nobody's outside. It must be like pretty chilly or something.
Yeah. Still, you know what, Pwned? We kind of say the same thing sometimes, but you've said it first this time. Is that the 3 cycle at statues from Cleetose?
By the way, as soon as I said that, the party went, no, incorrect. 9 people went outside at once.
Oh, look! The weather report, it's saying it's starting to warm up.
I've never seen a conversation fill up more quickly. AI always love that front conversation in gallery. It's like their favorite place to be in the whole world.
So Cleetose, getting these early double statue inspects, which is a little bit AI-like, actually.
Yeah, so there's a couple options here. It's okay, so I've made myself really suspicious as small man, because doing inspect is always suspicious and being small man's always suspicious.
And the break contact. Oh, but the DA leaves!
Also setting up for a Perlin if we want it, but the bend down's really obvious, and he's done with his low lights before we even take the drink.
I should know I did not recognize that the DA that BB had not taken until sometime later in the game.
Oh no. Not like you had the option to do another banana bread immediately because he's still chilling at the paintings. And we're chilling at the paintings. It's a nice painting. Opie, what's your favorite shade of blue? Because you got 3 of them over there. I think there's 4 different blue paintings actually.
I honestly, I think that my favorite shade of blue on this venue is not any of the paintings, but look at those books. Oh man.
Actually, the back room also has some pretty cool lighting. Are we gonna do anything? We're gonna bug. Oh, was not seen as far as I can tell.
I mean, it was a bug. It wasn't, you know, my favorite bug in the world, but it was not seen.
Okay, we're still in the spot though. We've chosen another slower character. Little man's not like pearls or orange dress levels of slow. If our section target wants to help us out, they'd stop right here. They do not. They're just gonna continue going outside. It's a pretty full conversation. Hopefully they just don't get turned around. And yep, exactly what I said. Need to stop saying things because I'm drinking it. 45 seconds, and we've been on the chase for the last 30 seconds. Double agent is over here. Can they go into the conversation for us? Do us a big favor. No favors. We're gonna have to win this on our own accord. Purloin potentially, but you're small men. The bend over. Okay, green test does help. Green test does help, and we're going outside.
We need to finish that flirt though.
There's no room in that conversation, but Taft makes us room. We're not gonna finish flirt. We're gonna win with banana bread. It's fine. No, Salmon, stop it. Do not do this to us. Uh-oh. Okay. Salmon's making it really hard.
Let's just force our way in. Oh, it doesn't matter.
We're bailed out. We're awkwardly trying to finish this game, and instead, Mom's getting shot for. I'm not particularly sure what. That painting is not a mission, and hasn't done anything in the last 15 seconds. I think it's just the purloin. It's just the purloin.
Purloin chain, possibly.
If not, part of the purloin chain assumed to be. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like a purloin, and just trying to run as far away from Toby as possible without going outside. And it's fortunate because this game was getting real dicey.
Well, I mean, I think I could have squeezed into that conversation. There was a moment where it did recognize me as being in there, and I was just trying to find that spot again. So, I mean, I would have BB'd, but I don't know.
The interesting thing is, if he was completely onto you, you have so much cover in that conversation that we get into a tough shot, or potentially just a dancing situation.
Yeah, and now we're on to Aquarium going...
Good job,
splitting up gallery with 1 spy win and 1 sniper win each. So we're completely even going into this next menu.
4 games of aquarium. 3, 2, 1, go. Queen. Drink in hand, which is like okay, because we're gonna just drink it immediately. And
who cares about etiquette? No one cares about etiquette in the early seconds of the game.
Oh no, you can sip that drink against almost anybody. Even someone who does care, as in me, is busy trying to memorize statues and not let time ads happen. Do you want a time ad? No, we just want to flirt. We are gonna check our watch though.
Check our watch, but no time ad. Just
Magician
size.
Magician's etiquette is always surprisingly clean for not being an etiquette sniper. He's going and attempting to grab the briefcase vaguely, just to show that he's made an attempt. He's not just walking past the briefcase, which
only one conversation is real contact for this.
Oh, that's a pity. Cleetose, do you care? Does past
sometimes.
Cleetose care?
Yeah, I do care.
Okay.
Generally, anyway.
I'm not taking lights for it, but it's fine. We're gonna start our inspects up, curving into this statue path, but it's okay. We're not dead. It's a fingerprintable too.
Ooh. Always fun to get those fingerprints done. Got some strong progress with 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. We have 1 mission done and progress on all of our other 3.
Juicy conversation here too for flirt and banana bread if we want it.
We've already contacted, so.
But juicy conversation if we. Okay. Ambassador should hopefully bail out here. We can.
Oh, this is a bug path. No, it's not. Never mind. We decided to make it not a bug path by a large margin.
Magician's quite good at taking paths that look legal that don't go near the ambassador. It's something that I haven't played him much competitively, but something casual where I notice he takes paths to avoid the ambassador.
We kind of get bumped on the bar a little bit there. There is actually the hitbox is not quite what you would expect. There's a little bit of...
fingerprintables. We read the inspect. That's not the one we particularly care about. We care about greening the fingerprint.
Ah. Ooh, we read the
Magician
fingerprint.
Not shaking. Magician's not particularly mad about it. Magician's still liking his position in the game.
Well,
Magician will tell us if he's mad.
Like there's gonna be a fingerprint on this bar visit. The ambassador did just finish off a drink, so maybe there's not actually. The ambassador very recently finished up that drink, so would have gotten that drink a while back.
Okay. Ambassador looking quite buggable. Magician agrees.
And is it seen? It was
He's not dead.
It was vaguely seen.
Yeah, and at this point you need to shoot for flirt or shoot for fingerprint. We have lots of options. Preferably certain target just comes into this conversation. She's going through it.
No, she walks through. Doesn't care for us.
Okay, and Magician doing what we didn't see earlier, the taking the choice to flirt here at the bar.
You need to sip before this. No, we did sip. We did sip. Okay, cool.
Fine.
We did sip. It's fine. We're gonna finish the flirt and we're just gonna win here. And Magician takes the lead 3-2.
Alice does us a small favor by being in the chain before us because we did the later request because we were flirting. So we don't have an opportunity to get shot for Phantom Purloin.
Yeah, so yeah, I sort of saw the bug, it wasn't quite clear enough for me to shoot.
Welcome to Aquarium, where none of the bugs are clear enough for you to shoot.
Yeah.
It's like tan in that way. Cleetose.
Turns out that playing Aquarium for the first time makes you bad at the assumptions of Aquarium.
Yep.
Yeah. Questionable, but will be nice because he's in the room with us. And Papa Danger. 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And Cleetose definitely wants to win this big time. He hasn't won any of his other sets, including the first set against Magician. Magician, I believe, took that one 7-2. So definitely already seeming to do better, I think. Actually, no, it's 3-2. So we are still in the range of possibly getting
just losing every game. He's in the room. Be nice. No, Cleetose is gonna win. Cleetose is gonna win at least another game, if not 4 or 5 more, because that would equal points. So yeah, the the reality is, if you're looking to decide who is going to get 4th place, and we're looking at people like Warning Track or Canadian Bacon, them dropping down to 5th below Cleetose and Magician is a big ask, based on the early records and the quality of play. Those guys have looked
I was
absolutely
about
brutal.
to say we're not actually in this conversation, but we just want this free.
We're just there for the briefcase. It's fine.
And we're
just
gonna
doing
put it down
missions.
without returning. We're gonna be a bad boy. But that's
But
always fun.
the big thing comes from having the advantage in the 5th, 6th game. So it's a 16 game series, but if it ends up being 8-8, then
The higher seed win.
The higher seed wins. This has happened before. I know because it was me last season actually, where it went 8-8 for the win instead of the time. We break the animation there, but been behind the
Sharks covering it. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
I mean, I do.
The watchful eye of the.
This
oh
is
god, this is a bug.
This is the.
The head is very visible from a sniper cam on that.
I played Aquarium one time, and I'm gonna take this bug. And we're not dead because Magician probably also hasn't played too much Aquarium.
Yeah,
you gotta watch an Aquarium for people's heads or feet doing really weird paths. Little man right there has to be credited for a bug. That path was not nice.
Yeah, and
another banana bread to frame him would be cute.
We've got
not game winning.
3 more missions, but we only need 2. It looks like we're gonna finish our missions with inspects and a flirt rather than any kind of fingerprints. But we're just gonna get shot for it.
Shot in the heel, and it's too late.
Yeah, unfortunately, that bug was more visible than I thought. Because you can, I mean, the head is visible.
Yeah, I mean, both of my bugs that I did on Aquarium against someone in this season look exactly the same, where you just see this floating highlight head. Just good job in Magician, not necessarily just shooting for the bug and waiting for something else. It's very much in his wheelhouse to be patient.
Yeah, this is what I get for doing this map for the first time and not quite knowing where the shark is.
It's always, I think the shark is always slightly further behind than you expect him to be.
Yep.
But let's go and watch Magician. Red Dress, who I think is my favorite character on this map. 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, trying to really solidify this lead by at least taking 3-1 on Aquarium, which he would be guaranteed at the very minimum if he takes this game. So, ooh, that's a bug.
Magician's path before that bug was like really trying to get that right angle, and he gets it, I think, with just the edge of his hand. It was a
Magician does not care about staying in these conversations. He's out of there. He joins, doesn't even bother staying around to get his flirt with his ST that joins the conversation later, and he's just gone.
Yeah, I'd be careful. Cleetose, from my experience, has a really wide eye. Like, just he catches thing out of the side of his eye better than almost anybody. And so doing things where you're just moving around a lot illegally, he might not be catching explicitly, but the amount of peripheral and subconscious things that Cleetose gets is bar none.
A little shake from Magician there as our ST leaves us as we join the conversation.
But we're still Russian. Well, actually, I think Duke's probably the most likely to be Russian, but we're going into the conversation here, getting the banana bread pretty quick. Cleetose.
Yeah, I don't think Oprah is Russian. Sorry.
No, I think she's probably on the low end of people who are likely to be Russian. We're doing a fake banana bread. Magician, kind enough to do a shake to tell us that this was a mistake. He was just trying to purloin. It does cover for the purloin a bit, but unfortunately we've eaten the highlight for it. And we'll see if the purloin does decide to go off. A lot of purloins in this map don't go off, including this one.
Yep, delegate timer expires a few. It's a good like 10 seconds before the purloin would have gone off. So
it's also fortunate. It was to an SDA.
The shark was not in the way at all. We're a highlight. This stop talk is just the rudest thing.
If you look at this party, we're running out of highlights. It's us and Carlos are the only highlights, not even highlighting for the cast, and a lot of lowlights. Trying to finish on 2 inspects. Trying to finish on 1 inspect.
Shot for the 1 inspect.
Yeah. I think after this game, Magician was like, that was my first stench visit, right? I was like, yeah, no. I was just tired. Like the first game, he won as spy. He was my top suspect. In the second game, he won as spy. He was my top suspect. I was just like, I'm just gonna shoot.
Yeah, it's important to listen to your instincts, especially when you haven't been listening to your instincts and it's costing you games.
So I'm generally not. I don't have the wait until they could be finished philosophy. It's more just wait until I'm pretty sure.
Which is when I say that you have a wide eye and catch things. That's what I'm referencing to.
And I did strongly suspect that purloin attempt had happened. I was fairly sure.
Yeah, you highlight for it too. Obviously a bit of a flub on his part, but mechanical flubs are things that happen. Cleetose, wheels, 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Keeping the cast going, I like it, Tom.
And this wheels was intentional because I'm like, oh, I see my head was visible, so I'll pick a short.
Let's choose
get a shorter
someone.
character that's not small, man.
Yep.
You missed the pad there, buddy.
I did.
And you get a highlight for it.
Being at the stat. We just nudge it on. We just nudge onto the pad, but looks like it's not.
Can you do that with a wheelchair, by the way? Like, just go sideways a bit? I don't think you can. I don't think that's how wheels work.
Imagine if you were forced to pad those wheels correctly with with how physics works with wheelchairs. Back up a little bit, roll back in. I feel like they'd be a lot more visible than a couple twitches.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might be lifting the whole wheelchair up and just going sideways, but
lifting that, what a strong man right there.
Dude, have you seen Wheels? He's buff. All the other characters in the party wish they were Wheels.
He is actually his shoulders are quite broad.
We've gotten specs. Alice has been kind of a jerk. She's just been not going to conversations, and Cleetose seems to be leaning on the conversation flirts. Yeah, this is progress. The problem with this is it's gonna be a potential purloin where the bar just hasn't been busy, and Ambassador coming to the bar isn't helping that. There's just not very many suspects if we do a purloin, and Magician is on it. And there's no reason to expect the Magician won't be on it.
Yeah, speaking of, we know who the best dressed character in this game is, but who is the buffest character in this game?
Oh, it's Wheels. Dude, have you tried rolling a wheelchair around for a day? It's so much exercise.
But his is automatic.
Oh, huh.
True, we don't see him rolling it himself.
Well, I'm done with the cast. Nice to see you guys. We'll catch this game later. No,
maybe the shark.
The shark is he's a big boy. He can't be all bone. Cleetose.
It's mostly cartilage, actually.
Wheels are hard, all right.
Yeah. So this is the problem with Wheels, right? And why I've seen some people not even pick him ever. Is pathing with him is quite hard. You often short window pads, or in this case just goes between the 2 pads because there is a tiny space that is between the 2 pads. Now it's not easy for the sniper to see either, but the twitches are not good. Magician may or may not be on it, but Cleetose has got to be unhappy about his situation.
Yeah, we're got a minute left. We're trying to get the second flirt off, or it's not. We can't even finish, even if we get a green here.
I think one option here is do the fake, and just hope someone gets shot. It is really easy for someone to get shot in Aquarium. The other option was take that bug. We do not. The shark would not be blocking it. He's quite high in the sky. Real BB white test.
I have to wonder what
and the end of red.
What is being watched with this sniper cam right now? There was a lot of just zooming in on one spot for the longest time there.
Bug?
I mean, I don't think the Ambassador was close though. Oh, we get this bug though. That's a really nice bug.
Magician's
camera shake. We don't finish our third off. It's a white test, 92%. We're gonna have to really
getting away from selection target. It's a bit hard here. This is not actually that far away. We're really chilling here, but 10 seconds left. We're behind the shark.
For now.
We can
not for
flirt now, but we need
long.
to get in the conversation.
We talk
Magician
immediately into the
sees the talk.
conversation.
He's lining up the shot. Shark, help us out!
Shark
No.
does not help us out in time.
Yeah,
Tried to
I
get,
guess
you know,
if I moved forward, I probably would have been safe. I just didn't
Yeah.
tried-
To be fair, having the shorter character, which you did do consciously, almost saved us the game. But Magician not letting the shark throw this game away for us.
Yeah, go, Mr. President on us.
What an ending though. Yeah, as the shot comes off, on my side, like a moment later, and the shark would be blocked. Obviously, there's probably some latency and whatnot, but it could not have been closer.
All right.
Yeah,
Now we can play high rise.
If I green tested that flirt, I would have won. Sadly.
Is it 4-4?
No, it is 3-5.
3-5 for
yeah.
Magician.
Yep.
Okay.
And who won the first?
Magician won the first matchup between us.
Yeah, 7-2.
Yeah.
So I'm doing better.
Now
we're already doing one game
high
better.
rise, which is Magician's pick. If he can just win on his own pick twice, the set's over. The Magician has claimed his spot for 5th in this division with a lot of work for anything else to happen. We got microfilm, swap, and purloin are the missions cut, and we'll get started here with Boots as spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, High Rise is one of those venues that it's really it's really different than a lot of Spy Party. A lot of Spy Party is 4 of 7, 4 of 8, 5 of 8, where you're counting missions and you're really on like just trying to get the spy shot by their missions, or if you're pwned, not at all.
Hey.
Not that thing at all that I just said.
There's 2 ways to win the game. Civilians getting shot is the other one. Have you played much 4 of 8 high rise? Not 3 of 5, but 4 of 8.
Not much. I used to play more of it, except now that I'm worried about SCL, I only play 3 of 5 because I want to get practice on that.
I genuinely think that 4 of 8 high rise is quintessential Spy Party.
Really?
It really feels like what Spy Party is to me. So when I was starting up playing, I played a lot of double modern, which is like terrace
without the bar.
Without the bar, and a lot of high rise, because those were like the 2 new art maps I liked, and I didn't really like ballroom that much. And those were that was all we had in regards to new art, so that's what we did in the back old day. 3 of 5 is a different monster entirely. It feels very much less like Spy Party, because it's so precise. Things like Cleetose missing the statue pads that he was doing on Aquarium, and
Magician.
getting away with.
Magician. Okay.
This is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
I thought he had just passed into the same conversation. It was actually a briefcase. This is fine. Oh, that's a bug.
Less fine.
That's much less
Cleetose
fine than the shot for it.
Shoot him in the booty.
Yeah, I think I was pretty on to Magician even without that bug. I mean, I didn't highlight, but yeah.
I think he was in a spot where if he went middle statues, he probably gets shot. So doing a sneaky bug would have potentially subverted the count. However, that bug was the opposite of sneaky.
Yep.
That was a wave to the camera.
It was like, hey, how you doing?
5-4.
All right,
Let's go.
Cleetose doubles his score from last time already. So Cleetose is having a good time right now, looking to get on the board in this season.
He's still down though, and we'll see if we can bring it back to a tie in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Middle statues? No, Cleetose says no to that. Bad AI, I know what you're trying to do, and I don't want any of it. Don't make me that suspicious that quick.
51% flirt, which is really strong on high rise. If you can get away with looking like you're not flirting.
Yeah, so the problem there is if you look at the party's texture, Boots is with a DA, Mom is with an SDA, Disney is at the books, and someone was outside. The only 3 people who were near anybody was us, and we were in the middle between our SDA and Little Man. If anybody's being watched for flirt, it is us. There is no one else who's possibly even started flirt yet. That's still true, unless Boots took a flirt with us across the conversation for 17. So Cleetose is the person who's got the most finished, other than General, who's gotten done in specs.
Well, King. He could have
And-
flirted as well with us.
Yeah, but we were in the middle, so there was 2 people that we could have flirted with.
And now we go to meet back up with him, looking to get
Yeah,
our 2 flirt
and
done.
this is where it comes to if we had a green test here, we might be fine. It's really hard to pair us. Magician has good reason to be on this. He's not taking the highlight, which is fine. It's just realizing that Cleetose is very much flirting is important.
This is
And
going to
really
be
the
a
only
contact.
bailout to get someone more
Basically a
suspicious.
perfect
Yeah.
contact. This is actually a perfect contact. Both SDAs in conversation, every AI in conversation. That is, you could not ask for a better contact on high rise or on any venue.
Interesting fingerprint, just going for the one under our feet. We're gonna move a bit, and then he has a book in hand, and was potentially reading. Cleeto's
Just
gonna
transfer
continue
microphones.
chasing. Microfilm. I mean, you can go. I've done that before, by the way, where you have a book in hand and you need to get rid of it to do something on 3 or 5, and you just go put it in the wrong bookcase because it's closer. I've only done it once, but
Did you get away with it?
yeah, of course, because they're not watching it, right? They're not meant to be watching it, at least. By the way, AI do not do that. If you turn off microfilm, they still continue to have the correct etiquette with the books.
Cleo's watching this fingerprint going into the green shelf. There are now 2 fingerprints over there, one on briefcase, one on the book itself. That is
What I would appreciate from is wait till the book, the briefcase is moved out of the way. It
Yeah,
becomes
it's
really
much
easy to
easier to
remember that there's a fingerprint there if there's still a briefcase under the bookcase. Cleetos agrees, but
does wait.
he's not cooking this. He's coming as soon as he can to take this fingerprint, and it's just going to be putting the impetus on Magician to take the shot. 10 seconds. Not seeing a reaction
Yeah,
here.
we're not watching. It doesn't even seem that we're being considered as a shot, and Cleetos just gets away with it.
Yeah, I think the big thing here in the flirt that I was mentioning probably wasn't credited, and then he's either that or he's missed the fingerprint. Because we didn't get a highlight, despite the fact that we were doing a lot of, in my opinion, suspicious things beyond a very good banana bread.
All right, and that ties us up at 5 and 5. And like we always love to say, in this exact situation, every game is now a point.
And we're on Courtyard, which we'll talk about. This could be very much a tie, though.
It's not spy bias.
It's spy heavy. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. So in regards to Courtyard, so the Courtyard problem is you do flirt and it's great, and you do banana bread and it's fine, and you do inspects and other people have done inspects, so it's cool. But you have to do a 4th mission, and doing that 4th mission feels really hard as a spy, and feels really like you should catch it every time as a sniper. And the problem is, snipers don't catch it a lot of the time. They let in combo bug go, or they just don't rotate for the swap, or they hit a green purloin and they go, well, I wasn't watching flirt. I don't know who was in conversation for the banana bread. It's probably one of these guys, and they shoot. So
assume real on this contact, by the way.
It's a very linear map, but spies win a lot more than they should from the way it feels. It feels like a really tough map to win as a spy, and feels really comfortable as a sniper, which is why people like it so much. This is a good start, by the way. The 2 quick flirts, and Cleetose hasn't really shown during this set that he's been pinning anybody down for flirt. The banana bread, the assume real's rough. It's going to be the big question of, do we do the hardtail prior to doing the inspects?
Well, the assume real only has 2 extra low lights, so it wasn't that profitable, but it was there.
It's the okay. I mean, bug on the way into inspects is an option. Magician says none of that. Bails out of trying to get into that conversation for the flirt. potentially a healthy decision because it would have been a weird path. He's eyeing down this fingerprint too. The problem is you need to get 2 fingerprints and we have 90 seconds. If you're doing the fingerprint, I think a timeout here would make sense. Yeah. Ooh, and we can get the drink here. So there's 2 fingerprints available. If we take the drink and the fingerprintable statue, it might get a shot.
Fingerprintable statue just gets picked up by Twin Bow, so it's going to be difficult if we go for it later on.
Is it?
We reject the fingerprint on this drink.
Oh, well, low light us for that clearly terrible not doing the spy play. This is a choice, so we're away from the ambassador. We do have the potential to do a quick swap, but the rotate does come over. Yeah, Magician also getting a statue stolen by Little Man. We're running out of time. We're gonna put the statue down. Little Man's still there. There's no cheeky things that we can do. Getting the flirt done. We're kind of running out of time, and our biggest option is just going to be inspect swap after Little Man. I think is the most natural.
Yeah, 30 seconds left, and there's really just not anything you can do here. Yeah, looks like Magician's going to go back to the same statue
Little Man went to.
It's not the one that Smallman went to, and now a swap here is going to get a shot most likely. No.
No,
there's a
the
bug
bug's right there.
here.
He's going to just bug on entry.
That's a really nice bug, but I think we're going to get a shot for it, and
Damn. he starts the dance, but
I actually did not see that bug until just now.
Really?
Yeah, it just felt like that was a spy. That's all.
Like quick put down, maybe even
subconsciously.
Yeah,
it was a really nice bug from Magician. The angle was just right to make it pretty much invisible. But the shot comes off anyways. And Cleetose goes up 6-5, the first lead of the set that Cleetose has had, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. Cleetose.
Well, no, I did win the first game.
Oh, right.
So technically, I had a brief lead.
Cleetose, going into a spy game against Magician on Courtyard, game 12, without telling us what happens in this game, what odds did you give yourself prior to this game?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it. I was.
You don't even know now, though.
I didn't think it was gonna be very good because I lost every match so far previously.
Okay.
So I figured I would lose.
We're running back the Papa Danger here on Courtyard. Cleetose trying to get his first win of the season. Magician trying to say none of that and win the series with his first win, and then hopefully a tie. We'll see here. We're quite close to the ambassador's start in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, we're gonna maybe follow the ambassador. Nope, we're just gonna have right past statues. Look at all these options and then ignore.
Cleetose has taken the thirsty first flirt. Say that 5 times fast. Every game.
Thirsty first flirt.
It wasn't a request. It was rhetorical.
No, it's if you say it 5 times fast, I'm going to do it.
Okay. Banana bread. Nope. Okay, we're just doing the fingerprint. If Cleetose was really trying to style there, doing the hey, I totally had this briefcase when I was
I did consider that.
Banana bread.
I did indeed consider that.
It's much in your wheelhouse. You've actually been quite reserved in this set compared to what we've typically seen. Obviously,
64% is a sad percent.
Yeah, it requires a green or 2 flirts, and we'd much prefer the green because we need to be spending our time lining up potentially good hardtails or fingerprints. We're doing the inspect before hardtail.
We do have we do have statues next to Seek here, which might stop us from getting our full inspect. It looks like we're gonna have to just put it down and come back to statues later. Oh, that's not how you thought on the same pad.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, you need to go to a distinct location on the pad, though. That's the thing. You can't just tiny stutter like that.
You can.
But it doesn't look like it's being punished.
It's really awkward, and I hate it.
This case is very spy-like though, because you know that the other statue would have been blocked for the duration.
Yeah, so we're going with the double agent gets out of there. we go with the I really want to be next to you seduction target, so I'm gonna go eat the double agent. Not rewarded. We get the white test, and we're trying to do soft tails. There's a briefcase here if we want it.
Might be a bug here. Nope. We're gonna just take this briefcase and finish up our fingerprints.
But the banana bread hasn't happened.
Wait, there's no fingerprint on this briefcase? There's no fingerprint on this briefcase.
Oh no. Does not take the desperation bug in realization that there's no fingerprint. We're just gonna line up the banana bread, but we're in a much harder spot than we were in a moment. Yeah, Cleetose has been reserved, and I think it's helping him a lot. Cleetose' spy in Diamond has often just been...
Oh, we just get shot for the contact, though. Looks like we were credited with both fingerprints, even though that briefcase did not have one on it. And that means that the set ends up being tie party at 6 and 6.
Yep. Whee! Well, I got a point, at least.
Yep, and that being said, it was, I think, some of the better spy that we've seen from Cleetose. There's things there's things that you want to clean up, like the pad stuff on Aquarium, and the bug could have been better. Obviously, unfortunate here that there wasn't a fingerprint. So that.
Well, now I know you always pick small men on Aquarium.
Yeah, I mean, or Wheels. I mean, Wheels did the job. Magician here, really doing exactly what Magician always does. Plays a solid game, and it's just the level of Diamond. Where if you're playing a good sniper and you're playing against great spies get some wins sometimes.
Yep.
So nothing against these guys. This will likely end up being a rematch at the end of the season.
Yeah, probably.
If it's not, it means that either Cleetose or Magician have gone absolutely ham and taken some really good wins in the future. And if you see them in a future cast, it might be a sign that things are going well. Or it's going to be on the other side where these guys are going to be playing spoiler.
Yeah, we'll see.
Where if you take out Crazy Kaylee, Cleetose,
yeah, I mean,
and knock Kaylee out of the top 2,
I will try.
Someone's hero.
I will try my best.